Hi class, and welcome to today's English lesson for grade 8, 16th June 2020. Today's topic is talking about online music. Do you like to listen to music online? We will learn some new words that talk about listening to music and especially listening to music online. But first, let's review from our last lesson before you took your exam. We're going to review adverbs of frequency. Do you remember this question? How often do you read a book? How often do you read a book? How do you answer this question? Here, you can answer, I always read a book before bed. I always read a book before bed. Do you remember what always means? If you answered in Khmer, Thain Thai, you would be correct. Always, always. So today we will review these adverbs of frequency. Always means 100%, all the time. For example, I always do my homework. What do you always do? The next word that we learned is usually. This is sometimes between 60 and 80 to 85%. Usually. I usually come to class on time. Usually. The next word that we learned is sometimes. Sometimes is around 50%. Sometimes I talk in class. Sometimes, about 50%. The next word is hardly ever. Hardly ever is somewhere between 10 and 20%. I hardly ever sleep in class. I hardly ever sleep in class. And the last word that we learned is never. Never is 0%. I never throw paper airplanes. I never throw paper airplanes. So now, let's look at this question. How often do you go shopping? How often do you go shopping? If you ask me that question, can you guess how I will answer? If you asked me that question, how often do you go shopping? Can you guess how I, the teacher, will answer? Think of one of the words that we just looked at. Which one do you think? I would answer hardly ever. Hardly ever. If you ask me how often do I go shopping, I would answer I hardly ever go shopping. 10 to 20%. Hardly ever. Let's look at another question. If you asked the teacher, how often do you play sports? What do you think I would answer? How often do you play sports? What do you think the teacher will answer? My answer is sometimes. Sometimes. Sometimes I play sports. Sometimes is about 50%. Sometimes I like to play sports. I like to play football. I like to play basketball. I like to play tennis. And I like to go swimming. I also like to ride my bike. So all of these sports make me say, sometimes I play sports. Sometimes. Another question. If you ask the teacher, how often do you practice English? What do you think I would answer? How often do you practice English? What do you think the teacher will answer? Always. If you ask me how often I practice English, I will say always, 100%, because I always practice English. I hope you practice your English at least as much as this, and hopefully you always practice English. Now, let's look at some new vocabulary to talk about online music. All of these words will help us make a conversation or read about online music. These words will also help you with the exercises from your student book. So first, look at this word and repeat after me. Downloading. Downloading. Can you guess what downloading means? It means to take something from the internet. To take something from the internet is to download. Now, most music that you buy, you download from a website. Downloading. Downloading. The next one is million. Million. That is a big number. Million. Million is 1 with 6 zeros. 1 with 6 zeros. For example, $1 million is a lot of money. $1 million is a lot of money. Some popular musicians, some popular pop singers, have more than 1 million downloads of their songs. Some popular musicians have more than 1 million downloads of their songs. The next word is sell. Sell. I think you can guess what this word means. To sell is to give something to someone and get money in return. To give something to someone and get money in return. Maybe some of your parents are sellers. Maybe they sell something. Some people sell clothes. Some people sell food. Some people sell cars. You can sell lots of things. There are many places online that sell almost everything. Sell. Sell. The next word is audiobook. Audiobook. Audio means sound or something that you listen to. And book, well, you know what book is. An audiobook is one that you do not read with your eyes. An audiobook you listen to with your ears. Perhaps you download an MP3 of an audiobook. Then you can listen to the book. You do not have to open the pages. You do not have to read with your eyes. That is an audiobook. Now, with online and internet, many people like to read audiobooks. They prefer to listen to the audiobook while they're driving their car or doing things around their house. Your teacher, I like to listen to audiobooks when I drive my moto to the school. I like to listen to audiobooks when I drive my moto to the school. Audiobook. Audiobook. The next word is album. Album. An album is a collection of songs that an artist will sell at the same time. A collection of songs that an artist will sell at the same time. Usually, when an artist makes music, they will make 10 to 15 songs and put them on an album. An album used to be something you could buy on a CD or even on vinyl in a music shop. But now, almost all albums are available on MP3. Album, album. Rent, rent. This means to give money to someone to use something. To give money to someone in order to use something. Usually, when we talk about rent, we talk about renting a house. If I have a rental house in Khmer, I would call that pteachul. A rent house is one that you pay money for just to live every month. It does not belong to you. Sometimes you can rent music or movies online. You can pay money and listen or watch just one time. That's called renting a movie or renting music. Rent, rent. The next word is convenient. Convenient. Convenient simply means easy to do. Easy to do. I like to ride my moto to school because it is convenient. Easy to do. When talking about online music, it is convenient to download an MP3. It is convenient to download an MP3. Now that you have learned all of these new words, I will give you some homework exercises. Be sure to look at the section Get Connected in your student book. This is the lesson that we will be learning. For your homework this week, number 1, write 5 sentences using always, usually, sometimes, hardly ever, and never. You can write about any topic you wish, but you might want to choose music. So write 5 sentences using always, usually, sometimes, hardly ever, and never. Number 2, review the new vocabulary from the video. Practice your pronunciation and complete pages 54 to 55 in the student book. This is Get Connected and talks about check out the iTunes store. Try to read the exercises and answer the questions. When you complete the assignment, take a photo and send it to the teacher in the group chat on Facebook Messenger. Number 3, complete student book page 123. This will help you with the new vocabulary from the video. Practice using the new words in the exercise on page 123. After you complete the exercise, take a photo and send it to the teacher on Facebook Messenger. Finally, number 4, listen and practice VOA Learning English Lesson 7. Listen and practice VOA Learning English Lesson 7. I will send you the link in the Facebook Messenger group. You can click on the link and watch the video on YouTube. Listen and practice saying the things that you see in the video. If you have any questions, you can always ask me by sending me a question on Facebook Messenger. When you complete all of your assignments, send them to the Facebook Messenger group so that I can check them and send them back to you. I hope you enjoy talking and writing about listening to music online, and I hope you continue to practice your English every day. Have a good day. Bye-bye.